We're all on this journey to climate neutrality together. We're here because our schools have made a simple, yet really big commitment to an ideal. Many of us have hit road bumps along the way. I know we signed about 10 years ago when this whole climate network got together. A lot of us lacked expertise. We didn't have sustainability professionals. It was on many of our campuses that sustainability professionals became a thing. We lacked a clear path forward. We didn't know where we were going. Many of us still lack resources. Many schools have seen FTEs decrease in recent years. Many state schools, like the University of Wisconsin system, have seen major layoffs in faculty, even consolidation of schools. A lot of us have different regulatory environments. I used to work at Pomona College in Claremont, California. In California, we had the good fortune of having a supportive regulatory environment. The renewable portfolio standard is 50% by 2030. All we had to do was buy our electricity from the local utility, and 50% was there. We were 50% renewable. Now I'm in Wisconsin. Wisconsin had one of the first RPSs in the nation in 1998, 10% by 2015. That's come and gone. Many states have the support of a solar carve-out program, which places an economic premium on solar installations. Many of your schools have tapped into these solar carve-outs to fund their renewable investments. The DC area is paying $480 per megawatt hour of electricity with these carve-outs. New Jersey, Massachusetts, many states are doing great things, but not all of us are in those areas. Many of our schools lack true commitment when choices have to be made and when dollars get tight about how dollars are spent. We're in this climate commitment with a shift in our status quo. We've decided to have a new way of thinking, a new way of approaching how we source our energy and think about energy. A key to success at Milwaukee Area Technical College has been in how we've approached our strategic planning and how we approach decisions about our capital budget. For decades, we viewed capital planning in two buckets. We would think of it in terms of infrastructure and upkeep that we needed to invest in our buildings. On the other side, we thought of capital in terms of investing in our academic progress and staying current and relevant. Our climate neutrality commitment has given us a new view of our planning process at MATC. What if we could get past viewing investment in sustainability as a burden, an extravagant choice, an additional cost to pay? What if we could view sustainability investment not simply in terms of dollars, but also and always in terms of carbon? We've discovered early on that our climate commitment may not always have a clear financial payback that makes sense. When we first signed on to the climate commitment, we were looking at solar prices close to $15 per watt. Now they've come down near $1.50 per watt. We just had a geothermal feasibility study done for our Mequon campus. It was demonstrating financial paybacks over 100 years. These paybacks were alarming and are alarming when viewed simply and as a financial analysis. And yet, we weren't asking for a financial payback on investment on our academic capital resources. We understood these projects supported FTEs, which support the bottom line. I'd like to tell you the story of how MATC successfully cleared these planning hurdles. Our first large solar installation was a marriage of thinking about infrastructure improvements as a way to blend our climate neutrality goals with our institutional educational mission, to view these synonymously. We acquired a brownfield in the 1970s. It was a closed old urban landfill right on the Milwaukee River. We call it the Blue Hole. We use it as a satellite transmission station for Milwaukee Public Television that's operated by Milwaukee Area Technical College. The idea was hatched to use this brownfield as a 0.5 megawatt solar farm for the college. We were quoted costs close to those $15 per watt. The planning of this facility developed soon beyond a simple solar farm idea to an idea of using the facility as a photovoltaic educational laboratory. Suddenly, the burdensome cost of installing solar could be funded with grant monies. And indeed, we secured a $6 million National Science Foundation grant for this facility. The mission of technical colleges is to train and prepare students for specialized employment. We're very practical. MATC prides itself on its record percent of employed graduates and its role in transforming lives within our community of majority-minority students. Tech colleges give a unique setting for training the new green workforce. MATC had already built what we call the ECAM program, Energy Conservation in Advanced Manufacturing. We were teaching about building controls, sustainable facilities operations, intelligent lighting, LED, LEED, environmental health and water quality, renewable energy systems, but we had this pattern of building small demonstration labs. We would put in 3 geothermal wells, 1 wind turbine per campus, a small solar array, and teach our classes with those. Why not combine our desire to take a big step toward our neutrality goals with the development of our current academic programs and to build more capacity to develop more academic offerings and certificate programs while meeting our goals? The Photovoltaic Educational Laboratory was born. As the project developed, we decided to select a variety of brands of panels. We didn't go with one type of solar panel. Our 2,590 panels were different. They used different technologies. Some were monocrystalline panels, some were polycrystalline. Some were tracking, some were non-tracking. We had ground-mounted, we had over the parking, we had over the road. We installed complex monitoring of all of the different arrays, including performance monitoring of wind and temperature. We installed them in 6 different areas along this 36-acre track. We combined the PV lab with existing curriculum. The electrical diploma and apprenticeship training happened there. Our energy conservation classes happened there. We added a PV certification where students could do site assessment, learn technical sales and economic impacts. We added IT and data acquisition classes. The PV Ed Laboratory also created partnerships. It was built in collaborations with Johnson Controls and our local utility, We Energies. It built on our already strong M-Cubed initiative, where we work with Milwaukee Public Schools, Milwaukee Area Technical College, and the UW-Milwaukee system. All of these tapped into the solar farm in terms of research. The Blue Hole Project is a great example of how streamlining academic planning with infrastructure planning can help meet climate goals, justify projects, and help source creative funding when there doesn't seem to be any. MATC now takes this approach with most of our sustainability capital projects. We're doing a major $1 million LED retrofit currently. We're reserving a room or two to have our lighting and electrical class install the LEDs. We're doing 2 retro commissioning projects at 2 of our campuses. We're having students conduct some of the audits and give recommendations on control strategies for our major supply fans. They're setting up trends and monitoring data. As we plan for geothermal on our Mequon campus, we're looking into how we can make our mechanical pump room educational. We're giving it a glass wall, signage. We're painting the supply and return pipes different colors. I hope this encourages you to think outside of the box as you plan in Lockstep to unite your infrastructure needs and goals with your academic needs and goals so that your core business of education carries into infrastructure. Thank you.